When I finally saw it, that entire black figure lying next to me, with its eyes locked on mine, I knew I wasn't crazy. I was just condemned. Welcome to the Sloom Room channel. Today, I'm going to share with you a disturbing story I found while browsing paranormal experience forums. In Japan, it's the real story of Ayumi, a university student from Tokyo, who went through this in 2019. Stay until the end because this story is going to keep you from sleeping, and if you like it, hit the like button. But before we start, I need to say this. I'm not going to give any spoilers about what happens. It all started in the fall of 2019. I had just moved into a tiny apartment near the university. It was cheap, which was already suspicious, but I was on a tight budget. The place was way too quiet to be in the middle of Tokyo. A silence that seemed to swallow every sound. In the first week, I thought I was just too tired. Classes were intense. I studied until late. I barely ate properly. So when I started to feel that, I thought it was just exhaustion. You know that feeling that someone is watching you? That was it, but more intense. As if someone were right there, breathing in the same room. The first time I really got scared was on a Thursday. I was lying on my side, facing the wall, when I felt the mattress sink behind me, as if someone had lain down on the bed. My heart started racing. I slowly turned my head, afraid of what I was going to see. Nothing. The room was empty, just me, and the faint light from the street lamp coming through the window. I took a deep breath. I tried to convince myself I had imagined it, but the feeling wouldn't go away. I could feel the weight, the presence, as if someone were lying right there next to me, just invisible. That started happening every night. Every night. I would lie down, and minutes later, feel the mattress sink. I felt the warmth of a body close to mine. Sometimes it even seemed like I could hear a low breath, almost a whisper. But when I looked, nothing. Always nothing. I told my classmate Yuki about it. She told me it was probably kanashibari, that sleep paralysis a lot of people in Japan experience. She said it was just stress, that it would pass. But I wasn't paralyzed. I could move, turn, look around. There just wasn't anything there when I looked. I started to be afraid of going to sleep. I stayed awake until I couldn't take it anymore, until I literally passed out from exhaustion. But it didn't help. The thing always showed up. It always lay down next to me. One night, I decided to pretend I was asleep. I lay on my back, closed my eyes, but stayed awake. I waited. My heart was beating so hard, I was sure that if there really were someone there, they'd be able to hear it. And then I felt it. The mattress sank on my left side, slowly, as if someone were lying down carefully so as not to wake me. The presence was there, as real as anything I had ever felt in my life. Cold. The air became dense, heavy. I wanted to open my eyes, but I was terrified. I stayed there, pretending to sleep, feeling that thing lying next to me. Minutes passed like hours. Finally, I gathered my courage. I slowly opened my eyes and turned my head. Nothing. But the feeling was still there. It was there. I knew it. This kept repeating for weeks. I could barely function during the day. My grades dropped. I was constantly exhausted, scared. My parents called, and I lied, said everything was fine. How could I explain that something was sleeping with me every night? Until one night in December, it happened. I had taken a shower and was calmer, trying to convince myself that I needed to stop with all of that it was all in my head. I lay down, turned off the light, pulled up the blanket, and waited. It didn't take long. 5 minutes, maybe. The mattress sank. The presence was there again. This time it was different. I felt a cold that came from the inside, as if my blood had frozen. The air got so heavy I could barely breathe. And then, slowly, I turned my head. I forced my eyes to open completely, even with all the fear telling me not to do it. And I saw it. It was a completely black figure lying next to me. It wasn't a shadow cast on the wall. It was three-dimensional, solid, taking up real space on my bed. The shape was vaguely human, but wrong in a way I can't explain. The proportions didn't match. The limbs were too long, too thin, and its head was turned toward me. It had no eyes, no mouth, no facial features at all, but I knew it was looking at me. I could feel its gaze, intense, piercing, as if it were studying me, getting to know me from the inside. I tried to scream. My mouth opened, but no sound came out. I tried to move, but my body wouldn't respond. Now it really was paralysis. Now I really was trapped. The thing didn't move. It just stayed there, lying next to me, watching me. How much time passed? I don't know. It could have been seconds or hours. Time didn't make sense in that moment. When I finally managed to move, the thing was no longer there, but its shape had left a mark on the blanket. It was wrinkled, as if someone really had been lying there. I left the apartment the next day. I didn't even wait for the lease to end. I lost the deposit. I lost everything, but I didn't care. I went back to my parents' house. I never told anyone what really happened. No one would believe me. But sometimes, when I'm almost falling asleep, I still feel it. That weight on the mattress, that cold presence. And I find myself wondering if it followed me, or if it's just waiting for the next person who moves into that way too cheap apartment in Tokyo. If you like this story, subscribe to the channel and share it with those friends who love a good horror story. And before you go to sleep tonight, pay attention to whether your mattress sinks for no reason.